Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. The Ukrainians report that the Russians in the past 24 hours attacked 13 oblasts. The Russian counteroffensive continues, and it seems like the Russians, I have a map as well, actually I have two maps. The Ukrainians report that actually the Russians attack on the entire front and towards western part of Ukraine. Now, Khmelnytsky, where I said many times, has that particular airfield that the Ukrainians will use if they receive the F-16s, with obviously NATO pilots, I would say. That's my gut feeling. And the Russians have been attacking it for some time. Actually, they kept attacking it since the NATO, the leaders of NATO, which is the United States of America, announced that yeah, it's okay to send the F-16s. So let's look at this article coming from the Ukrainians, and I have two maps as well. The Russian forces attacked 13 Ukrainian oblasts, including Kiev, Vinnytsia, and Khmelnytsky over the past 24 hours. This is according to Ukrainska Pravda. The 28th of April 2024. This is the map of Ukraine, and they show here, I mean, you see the Crimean Peninsula here. I also have this little map, so it's better. But nevertheless, we're going to use this for now, and they show you how many attacks were on each oblast. And you can see here that this is the eastern part of Ukraine, this is the central, and obviously this is the Khmelnytsky right here. This is the Polish side of Ukraine, as I call it, because it's going to become Poland at one point. That's my prediction. Ukraine's defense ministry has reported that Russian troops attacked 13 Ukrainian oblasts on 27th of April. The ministry noted that 119 settlements and 87 infrastructure facilities had been targeted in 24 hours. 87 infrastructure facilities were targeted. It doesn't mean that they hit them, right? Russian soldiers used various types of weapons, including mortars, artillery, tanks, multiple launch rocket systems, air defense missile systems, strategic and tactical missile systems, and strategic and tactical aircraft. I made a video yesterday on the massive attack the Russians launched yesterday on the 26th, 27th of April 2024 with 36 missiles. The Ukrainians claimed that they downed about 24 or something, if I remember correctly. And they attacked Lviv as well. Over there Lviv Lvov was not shown, which is very interesting, because yesterday they reported that they attacked Lvov. There's Lvov over there. This is a better map right here. This part here, they attacked here, and Ivano-Frankivsk or Frankivsk here, these two. But somehow in this map that we have provided by the Ukrainians, it doesn't show anything. These two oblasts haven't been attacked. Obviously the Luhansk here and Donetsk are the ones that are, I mean, Luhansk is a little bit this way here, right here, Luhansk and Donetsk, where the hot war is, or where the Ukrainians seem to be losing steam. The Russians, I have another article ready for you, and I will make a video on that one. The Russians liberated, as they call it, another town where they didn't find any Ukrainians over there. There was no Ukrainians defending it. They just walked in, according to the Russians. And I will cover that in a different video I will make in a few moments. And that is actually a report coming from, I think, from Washington Post, some US media outlet. And there was no Ukraine to be found, and they will explain why. So here it is, my friends. 13 Ukrainian oblasts, including Kiev, but if we add the other ones that I mentioned, there would be 15 oblasts attacked in the past 24 hours with 87 infrastructure facilities targeted. 87. All right, well, we'll wait for those for that American aid to show up, but you see, someone needs to operate all that aid, which are weapons. Obviously, some of it are weapons, and I think that pretty soon we're going to have NATO troops. I don't want to say legally, but we will just be let known that, hey, we are over here as peacekeeping forces, or is a threat for Europe and our way of life, Western civilization, that they screw up actually, and they pretend it's what do they call it? A progressive. Yeah, we progress towards the edge of a cliff. That's Western civilization, and they will tell us that it's to defend it and defend your future and so on. That's why your lifestyle, your standard of living has to take a dump, because we need to defend it on the front and get some corporations and banks fatter than they are. That's the whole racket here. I mean, obviously the racket is China. They want to try to get to China through Russia. If they strangle Russia's resources that go to China, that fuels China's economy, they're done. They got the Chinese without even firing a shot. And what are the Chinese going to do? Well, they know. That's why they support the Russians. Too late. These guys are in a all but written alliance, the Chinese and the Russians, because they understand who is behind all this in Ukraine and what's the end goal, which is domination. I don't have my little globe here, but nevertheless, you know what I'm talking about. We'll see. The Russians continue their offensive. The Ukrainians will not have enough manpower to defend their country and fight for these guys' interest. It's okay. I think the organizers of this war will provide manpower under euphemistic terms, or simply just send their troops in. I think there are troops over there under different names, like how do we call those, military advisors or inspectors, or protecting the embassies and so on. Who's going to keep track? Nah, and they're over there. I don't think, I'm 99% certain, I know, gut feelings, that the HIMARS air defense systems, the Patriot air defense systems, are not operated by the Ukrainians. I would be very, very surprised to find out that, which again, I think it's the NATO crews operating the tanks, Abrams tanks, Challenger 2 tanks, or the Leopard 2 tanks, the German one. I don't think those guys will let the Ukrainians operate them. Why? These guys can run with the tank over there, and no, I don't think so. I don't think so. So here it is, my friends. I said 15, not 13 oblasts, 24 hours. The Russians, I read an article, that was a German, I know it was not, it is the German defense minister, a guy who is, what's his name, Pistorius, what's his name? He is Boris Pistorius. He is just I don't think he works for the German people, let's put it mildly. He said that the Russian military or infrastructure, how they call it, the weapons, they produce more weapons that they need for this war. That means what? We have to do the same thing. So we have to divert effort from our lives into funding the Raytheons, the Boeings, or the Lockheed Martins of the world. Why? Because only through them we can defend our way of life. And that's how the Paganini violin goes. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.